Salesforce Development Lesson 15, Creating Reports, Part 2. So today we're going to be talking about how to create more reports, and we will be looking at creating 2 additional reports. If you remember last time, we created the current plane inventory report and the current flight inventory report. The next 2 reports we're creating is going to be the flights in the next 7 days and the available seats on flights report. So let's get started. So first we need to go to our Salesforce org and go to the reports tab. And if you remember reports tab, we want to go ahead and click on our report, go to our app finder, our app launcher, and now you see what our current report. Here's the flight inventory and the plane inventory report. So the next report we need to create is the flights in the next 7 days report. So we'll do new report, and again we want to go to other report and look at the report type. So again, it has to deal with flights, so and that's about it. I think we just need the flights, start report, and we have our initial reports here. So the first thing we want to do is maybe start throwing out, let's see, set the arrival date, yeah, I'll just order these later. Arrival time, arriving airport, departing airport, departing date, departing time, the flight number, and the plane. I think that's good enough right now. So let's go ahead and save this for now. And before we save it, I want to go ahead and change it here because it'll make my life easier. And this will be flights in the next 7 days. All right, we got that. Now we can hit save here. Flights in the next 7 days. Shows the flights scheduled in the next 7 days. Alright. And then the folder is going to be, we're going to go to our public reports folder and save it. And I think we're good there. Okay, so one thing we have to do is we're going to have to add a filter. Well, probably the first thing we want to do is start moving some columns around, just so this makes a little more sense. Departing date and the arriving date. Let's go ahead and save that. We'll run it. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so that's not bad. Because I think on edit, we have the departing date and the arrival date. Probably want to move all the departing information next to each other. So maybe, yeah, airport, departing time, then we have arrival date, airport. Let's see, probably the date and the time you want to have them next to each other. The plane, you probably want to put the plane up here, and then the flight number. That's good. So we'll go ahead and save that. We'll run it and then edit this out. Okay, so that looks good. The other thing we might want to do is might want to sort by departing date. Let's do that. So we'll do a sort. Let's do sort ascending. Save it, run it, and now it's sorting by date here. So we're doing okay. We see we have 7 records there. Let's go back and edit. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and filter. This is showing my flights. We want to change this filter to all flights, regardless of who created the flight. And then the arrival date, this is where we want to change it to departing date. And the range is going to be next, I don't want quarter, I don't want month. Let's see, next 7 days, there we go. There's a nice, gives you a nice little date range there, so we can hit apply. And now we go ahead and save, we go ahead and run. Now we have 6, because the one from, the flight from July 11th should have dropped out at that point. So that's our flights in the next 7 days report. That looks good. We've saved it. So I think we're in good shape there. So let's go back to report builder, and now you can see flights in the next 7 days there. The next report we need to create is the available seats on the flight. So what we need to do is we need to count how many seats on a particular flight. So we're going to do and how many of seats are available. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go back here. And so we'll do new report, other reports, and now we need to do the available seats on the flight. So for this one, we need the flight and the flight seats. We need both of these. Start our report. Start with changing the name. So available seats on a flight. All right, that looks good. All right, so we have flight and flight seats. So let's go ahead and save this. All right, so we have that. We have that. Shows the number of available seats on a flight. All right, I'm going to do a public report. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead and save that. All right, so we're doing well there. So one thing we have to do is we're going to have to start grouping our information together. So a natural place to group is by the flight name in particular, because the flight name is unique. So we're going to say group it by the flight name. And then we want to group our columns by the flight. Let's group our columns by the flight seat. So we're going to go down to flight seat, and we'll group our columns by flight seat that way. All right, so we're grouping by those two things. Let's go ahead and save and run and see what we get. So now this thing's spread out a little bit more. We have these record counts here. This is the detail, and this gives you how many total records you have. So yeah, so I think what we need to do is we just have our record count here, because I think the problem here, it's totaling out. So let's go back and edit this, because this is not working out how I want it to work out. So let's see, so threw a whole bunch of columns down here. All right, let's go back to our filter. Again, our filter is going to be all flights. So I'll apply this to all flights. And then we're gonna, yeah, the arrival time is all time, so we don't care about that. Actually, can we delete this? No, I think it just automatically does that. One thing we want to filter by is if we go down to our flight seat. So we have to say what is the seat reserved is false and apply it, right? So we only want to pull seats that haven't been reserved yet. So that's good. So let's go ahead and save this. Let's do a save and run. Alright, so this is a little bit better. The only thing I don't like about this is we did the flight name and the flight seat. So we're doing a record count on the flight seat, but then we're grouping this by flight. So I think I have to remove the grouping to really get rid of this issue. So I'm going to get rid of the flight seat grouping here. I have all these columns. I don't even know why. Oh, because it, yeah, through this detail, just merged everything, which is not what I wanted. But anyway, I'll just leave that alone. Save and run it. Alright, it's a little better because now it's putting all these flight seats out. So I don't really need all this data because all I really want is a count of the flight seats. So let's go ahead and go back to edit and let's get rid of all this stuff because I don't really care about this stuff. I really just want to count this. Alright, so let's go ahead and save and run. If I do that, what happens here? Well, here we just get a total number of counts, which is not what I wanted. Still need a column, so I'm just going to grab the flight name and see if this totals it up for me. Alright. So we did that. So I should be grouping by the flight name. So why isn't this? Oh, because I eliminated everything. I need to group by the flight name. And the column is also going to be flight name. Oh, you can't group those rows. So let me try that. Let me try to group the rows by flight name there. And the column. And let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens when we do that. Let's do a save and run. Yeah, see, it's just doing my total here. It's not. Oh, here we go. So this does subtotal, detail rows, row counts. Let's see if I turn these off down here. Subtotal. Let me look at the flight seat. Here we go. So if I throw the flight seats in here too, and we do a save and run, let's see what happens here. Ah, there we go. That's exactly what I wanted. And I wanted my record count here. So this gives my, and again, it's because I only had this subtotal here. Again, I could do some things. I can add a grand total. I can add detail rows. I don't think I want those detail rows. Yeah, and that's what it is. Because really I want to exclude the detail rows, but just have my record counts. So this is going to be the number of available seats per flight. Here I've already reserved 2 seats for these 2 flights. And these flights don't have any reserved down here. So the only other thing maybe I throw in here is the date of the flight. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's look at adding, let's see, I don't want to group this row, but what I do want to do is I have the flight seat. I still want to display the departing date and the departing time on the flight. I think that'll do it. Let's try that. Nope, it is not doing it. I think I have to put it in the row section. That's the problem. So let's get rid of that. So now we need departing. Probably should have departing airport. Departing date. And I think that's all we can do. Well, it lets you do 3 groupings, so let's go ahead and run it. And it made it a little, it's all 108. I don't think I need, well, the problem is it subtotals everything. So I can't see this without, let's see, if I get rid of the subtotal, I won't get my record counts. So that's the only thing. So yeah, there's no way, what I'm trying to do is I want to only show one total here. Well, I guess if I hide the subtotal, what happens? Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. All right, I do want to hide the subtotal and just leave the grand totals across and down. So that should do it. Excellent. All right, that's exactly what I wanted. So let's do an edit and a save there. Just showing the grand total gives you those record counts. So now if I do a save and run, I see my record totals and I have my grand totals of all the open seats across all these flights. But now I can see, and honestly what I want to do here is I want to sort descending or sort, and right now sort ascending. And it doesn't look like it's sorting though. I don't like the sort. Well, right now it's sorting by flight name, and what I really want to do it is by the date of the flight. So if I do a sort descending here, and then alright, so if I do sort by flight name, I want to get rid of that. Sort by, turn that off. Sort by, I don't want to do it by the record count. I do sort descending. I do sort descending there. Sort descending there. And sort descending there. That's a little better. Because now, actually, really, I really want to do is the date. So how do I turn off? I guess I can do record count here. Sort by record count there. And that should work. Now, maybe what I need to do is I need to change the order of these. So it's, yeah, I think the problem is I need the date first. So it'll be sorting descending by date, flight name, and airport. All right, I think that was my problem. Okay, so now I have it by date, descending. Oh, I guess it's ascending I want. Yep. And then it'll do it by date, and then I have my Oh, I see. And then it split this thing out by, yep, because these are different flights, and then you can see where they're going. Okay, so I think that's good, and it has the dates that they're leaving also. All right, I think we got our report looking how we want. We got the total number of records, but we also have the count by flight to see how many available seats we have on the flight. So we can see that in a glance, which is really what we wanted to see after all this configuration. Okay, so now we're done. We went ahead and make sure we save this. It's saved, so that looks good. So now we have our flights in the next 7 days and the available seats on the flight. That's all we were going to do for this lesson, this part of the lesson. Next time we're going to do some customer reports and some reservation reports. We're going to save that for next time. So in the meantime, what we'll do is we're going to go in here and let's see, we're going to go ahead and go and retrieve the new reports. Yep, these are the new flight reports and the available seats on the flight report. So we'll retrieve 2 files right now. If you look at the reports, we don't have those there, so we're going to go ahead and do retrieve start. I'm going to go ahead and retrieve the files, and now you can see the new files are here. Okay, and that's it for today's lesson. Again, if you enjoyed this lesson, please like and subscribe so that others can know about it. And until next time, see you later.